Hi, my name is Laura Conley. I'm a board member at ACC, and I love literature of all types. Storytelling Hour with Leanna Ma is a new ACC activity for seniors who enjoy being read to and are looking for a way to stay connected with other people. The stories that Leanna has chosen are interesting and engaging and offer you an escape from your day-to-day activities. I love hearing stories all my life. One of my fondest school memories was our teacher who had us put our heads down on our desk after lunch and she'd read to us. When my mother-in-law's memory issues had increased and she was a resident at ACC Care Center, reading was a way to still connect with her when we really couldn't have conversations anymore. Our reading seemed to comfort her, and that comforted us. I myself still find it so relaxing and heartwarming to listen to stories like this on the radio. You and your loved ones will love Storytelling Hour with Leanna Ma. I hope you can join us.
So from here, all we have to do is swing the arms up. They're going to come up to about shoulder height. You inhale, and now as you exhale, you begin to exhale, you visualize a breeze blowing in toward you, and you catch the breeze in your hands. And you let it come down as you exhale. Hello, I'm Robert Nakashima, and I am excited to be teaching a new class at ACC called Tai Chi for those with limited mobility. Now, this class has been specially designed for people with a variety of conditions, anywhere from completely seated class to standing with limited shifting, and I'll show you every step of the way. The one thing I want to emphasize, though, is if you just watch the class and follow, it will be easy to learn. So it's designed that way so that you don't have to tax your memory, you don't have to memorize a lot of complex movements. So I'll be taking you through it every step of the way, and we're all going to have fun with it. So hope to see you then.
People who are Buddhists are familiar with the Sanskrit word bodhisattva. A bodhisattva is a person who strives to be the best they can be in all aspects of life, and at the same time helping others do the same. I use this term for my class because I consider myself to be a bodhisattva of the earth. Now, the word yoga is typically defined in two ways. In one definition, it is defined as union or yukti in Sanskrit, and the other is mental peace. It is the union of body and mind harnessed by the breath. The form that I practice and teach is essentially called Vinyasa Yoga. It is also known as flow yoga. Vinyasa is a style yoga characterized by stringing postures together so that you transition from one to the other seamlessly using your breath. The movement of various postures symbolizes the impermanence of life, that nothing stays the same. Changes are constant. Or one moment of life, you could be in one situation, and in the next moment, you could be in a different one. The benefits of yoga are numerous. It improves flexibility and posture. It builds muscle, strength, cardiovascular capacity, and proper breathing. It helps develop endurance, perseverance, and determination. It relieves the stress and anxieties. Mindfulness, calmness, and your self-awareness are also added to the benefits of practicing yoga. I hope you will consider taking this class and experience this journey. Until then, namaste.
So you are on mute, but we're just going to hang on for a couple minutes.
Okay, so it'll switch to just the picture of me then, right?
Yes. Actually,
Okay.
you can say that. We're going to wait till 11 in a couple minutes and then start. Ready, set, go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tai Chi for those with limited mobility. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes here, I am told. So I guess you can't talk amongst yourselves, but I think today we are going to talk a little bit more about the seated practice, how to do the whole thing from the seated position. So what we're doing, let's see. If I'm going to sit down in the chair from this position, what I want to do is I want to lower myself really easy by folding the qua. And I just want to keep my head up, maybe arch my back a little bit. And then you notice if I sit a little bit closer to the edge of the chair, if you're in a firm, kind of a firm chair, this is easier to pull this off than if you're sitting like far back. So if you sit far back, or if you're sitting in a really like a soft surface, the tendency is you kind of slump into the chair and your back muscles go out of play and become disengaged. So this is not a great position from which to launch your Tai Chi or your Qigong practice. So that's why we tell people to, go a little bit toward the front so you're not tempted to use the back of the chair as a support. And in terms of the feet, see if you're looking at me straight on. In terms of the feet, what you want is about hip width, so not like this. And then some people naturally want to go cross their feet or go like that. Definitely don't do that. So just keep it right about hip width and keep your feet flat on the floor is kind of the rule. Okay, we're good to go? Okay. Hello, everybody. And I was just talking about doing a seated practice when you're doing Tai Chi for those with limited mobility. So I think what we're looking at is to try to keep your butt a little bit toward the front of the chair and not sink too far back. So other than that, all of the standard rules of practicing good Tai Chi will apply. That is the lower part of your body, the part that's sitting. You want to direct yourself to kind of relax down, okay? Which is easy because you're sitting down after all. But you're sitting down in those two bones at the bottom of your pelvis. They're kind of round. They're called ischial tuberosities, if you want the fancy term for it. So you're sitting on those, right? And you're going to be changing the emphasis from one bone to the other as you are rotating from one side to the other direction. So from this position, feet flat on the floor, your lower legs are perpendicular to the floor. And as your lower half sinks, the upper part of your body, which is governed by the crown of your head, feels like it's lifting up, okay? So that's a really important thing when you do Tai Chi or Qigong or any of these internal practices, is that you have this continuous sense that the crown of your head is being gently pulled as if a string is pulling it upward. So a lot of the stuff that happens posturally is kind of a direct side effect of that fundamental decision that you made to create this oppositional force, right? So sinking down with the bottom half, rising up with the top. So what happens is all of the spaces between your vertebrae stretch a little bit, they pull. Especially the back of your neck feels like it's stretching. And another side effect of that is your chin is going to drop a little bit, right? So they used to tell us it's like you've got an apple under your chin, so you're squeezing the apple. You relax your chest. It's kind of contained, as they say. So you try not to puff your chest up, but when you breathe in, you're keeping your chest relaxed and kind of empty, and you're letting your lower abdomen expand and contract as you breathe in. Shoulders, relaxed, slightly rounded, and there's a little bit of space under each armpit, like you've got, like a golf ball under there. And then both hands. Both hands have to be filled with awareness, presence. So you're trying not to let your hands ever curl up and die like this. So you're just gently engaging them, kind of expanding them from within. And that's the basic state that we're in. Okay, so what we're going to be asking you to do is make movements focusing on your own center as the part of your body that's initiating or motivating the movement. So you've got a lot of movement available from a seated position, a lot more than you might think you do. And the key to doing movement of the center when you're sitting down is you have to have a sense of this part of your body, right? This is where the thighs meet your pelvis. The Chinese call that the qua, the inguinal creases in English. So what you're going to be doing in a nutshell is to create this turning energy, you close one and open the other one, right? So when we used to teach this, when we first started this years and years and years ago, teaching this from a seated position, one of the things that we used to teach folks was, imagine you've got like handles coming out of your thigh bones, and you're going to grab the handles and you're going to push one forward and pull one back. Okay? So that means one knee will go forward, one knee will go back, and that means one of these creases will close and the other one will correspondingly open. Okay? So that's the basic idea. Right? You can practice that on your own when you're just watching TV. And just practice rotating the pelvis, just gently rotating from side to side. And that's pretty much the fundamental act to create that movement from the center when you're sitting down. Okay? When you're standing up, it's exactly the same thing. I think we did the whole, that first set of exercises that we did last week called Tiangun, the heavenly stem, the celestial gate exercise. I did the whole thing from here. Right? So you see the quads opening and closing. I think qua is plural too. So you see one side closes, one side opens. And also while I'm standing here, let me just point out one thing for those of you that are going to do this practice fundamentally standing up. You want to try to pay attention to this imaginary ball between your knees, and it's gently pushing your knees out. So this arch, it's a Chinese called the dang, is very important because it's considered a key to connecting the top and the bottom together. So I want to maintain this arch and not let it collapse. I want to kind of keep that gently spread like this. So when I'm sitting down, it's the same thing. Right? I've got a little ball right here, imaginary ball between my knees. So I think this week what I will do is we will do this whole set, I will do the whole set sitting down just to show what it looks like when we manipulate the qua to create that rotation. Okay? So do a little checklist. I always call this the checklist, is when you're in any position before you get started, you just kind of mentally go through the parts. So the feet flat on the floor, spread about hip width, tail sinking, relaxing into the chair, crown of the head lifting, chin tucks in, relax the chest, soften the shoulders. So usually when I start this, I've got the backs of my hands resting in my thighs, and then we're just going to start. So first movement, the sword hand. And go to the other side. Now, if you need breathing guidance, which you probably don't, if you just do it naturally, you're going to be fine. Generally, we would inhale as it comes in, exhale as it opens back out. Exactly. The second movement, draw across your body, and it's diagonally slicing. Inhale as you pull back. Exhale as you draw it across your body. And a lot of these movements will find their way into the Tai Chi set when we do that later. Next is the covering hand. And this is always compared to putting a lid on a big pot. Inhale as it goes up, exhale, drop your body weight. And the other side. Okay, now the next move is the reverse of that, the reverse covering hand. Okay, now this is just reaching and pulling. Later we're going to do it with both hands at the same time, but this is a single hand exercise. So you reach forward, then you're going to close your fist. Okay? So you have, a couple choices here. You can either start from the index finger side and close them, or you can start from the little finger side. Up to you. Don't make it real tight though. Do like a Tai Chi fist, which is kind of soft with a little bit of air inside of it. Then you relax your elbow and it comes back to your side. You open your hand as it arrives on your rib cage. Inhale. Exhale. Notice how when you bring it back, if you just relax your elbow, it wants to bring itself back. You don't have to really work on it. So that's a Tai Chi thing, is just letting things kind of do what they want to do and just sort of following that. See that? So your arm should feel relaxed, especially your shoulders. Just relax your elbow. It'll get there. And then on the forward motion, if you just relax your shoulder, this pendulum wants to swing itself. Exactly. Okay, let's go the other way. That's right, gently. Okay, now we're going to do both at the same time. Okay, now we're going to flip this over, start turning it. And this next move is called Sparrowhawk Enters Forest. It's like a backstroke. Notice those hips are really working. Okay, now from there, we're just going to hold a ball here. This is called lion plays with a ball. And this is really a classic Tai Chi thing, right? Turning a ball. You can make it any size you like. Sometimes it's easier if you start out small and kind of gradually build it up from there. Just so you get a clear sense of the ball and that you're accommodating its shape. And letting your body kind of shape itself around the ball. Okay, now after a number of those, I don't really count these. You can do 8 or 10, whatever you like. I just do it till I feel like I'm done. So this next one, you're just holding the ball at chest height, kind of gently squeezing it while the other one rests at the bottom. And you just turn your body, and the turning body will turn the ball. I know it looks like you're doing this kind of, but you're actually just turning your body, and the ball will stay stationary until it's time to exchange top hand and bottom hand. Yeah, I think you got the idea. This is called wave hands like clouds. You're going to see this in every style of Tai Chi, one way or the other. Okay, now it's time to collect your fists at the waist. This is a big circular back fist, similar to a Molinet or a Molyneux in European fencing. So it's going to circle across your body, over your head, then your elbow will grow very heavy and it'll draw the back of the fist down right in the center. Inhale as it goes up. Exhale as you bring it down. Try not to use any strength, just let the weight of the arm pull itself down. It's like you're breaking a big stack of roofing tiles. I know we've all done that. So this one, it's important to make your arm feel really loose, like you're just swinging a rope with a rock tied to the end of it. Try to just release as much tension as you can. That's kind of the name of the game. Try not to go too fast on this one. Good. All right, extend one palm. This is thrusting palm. It's almost like you're putting on a glove. Notice the forward hand kind of stays there and waits for the other one to arrive at the wrist, and they both turn over. Good. Okay, now here's a move that will occur in our Tai Chi set. This is called Golden Rooster. Stands on one leg. It's just a simple circle that goes backwards and forward. You're inhaling as you draw it back. It's going to go right about head high, eyebrow high. Now notice, to initiate this from a seated position, this is the one where when I'm standing, I've got one foot in front of the other and I'm shifting my weight from front to back. So that's kind of giving me the motivation for the movement. But when I'm sitting down, I'm using this action, I'm exaggerating here, leaning and then compressing forward. So I got that going, kind of a rowing motion, again, controlled from the hips, right? That type of thing. So that's what it feels like when I have to make a circle that goes like that. I'm going to lean a little bit. Go forward a little bit. Good. Okay, now we're going to reverse direction on this. Good. Try the other side. Reverse. So there's a lot of movement going on here, even though you're sitting down. So I'm hoping you're seeing that, that's how you really get the most out of these movements, even if you're in a seated position. And that becomes cobra rises from the basket. This is the controversial one. We talked about this last week. It's simpler than you think it is. It just goes up and then it goes down. Right. But the one that goes up, I think the thing that makes it look harder than it is that hand, the non-rising hand, kind of chases the elbow. It's as if there's a string attached that goes from the elbow, like a rubber band from the elbow to the fingertips of the other hand. And it kind of draws it, and then it kind of drops down together. Yeah, that's it. So that's not so bad, is it? So we're going to do the whole 9 yards today. I think I left a couple of these out last week, just for time purposes, because we were kind of explaining them. But I think I'm going to do the whole thing today. Just follow along. You're going to be fine. What's my breath on that? Inhale. Exhale. Yeah, I think you knew that already. Okay, now this one is new to you. Extend one hand, palm up. Spread your arms like a propeller. Horizontal chop. This might be the one, since all these wonderful camera angles, courtesy of Nina and then sometimes Ted. It's actually easier to learn this way than it is in person, I would think. Okay, I'm going to switch over. Very good, very good. All right, this is another one I think we did not do last week, but I do this in every class. This is called a dragon form, usually. And this is specifically designed to benefit your lungs, the health of your lungs. And all the things in internal martial arts that are named after the dragon have this quality where they're expanding and contracting the rib cage, the intercostal spaces between the ribs. So whenever you're doing any kind of movement that stretches that area and then contracts it, that's kind of, because the dragon is known for that undulating, segmented body. So this is directly said to regulate the health of the lungs. So what we're going to do is inhale, And the hands are piercing, as they say, or drilling up. This is what drilling is. This means this is overturning, this is drilling. So when you're twisting your hand like that, we call it drilling. So this is going to drill straight up to the ceiling. Notice you're stretching your rib cage as you inhale. And exhale, come down. Right? Inhale, exhale. I'm trying to center up to the camera here. If I do that standing up, we'll show you what it looks like. Good. Okay, so after we do that, we're going to do that, again, continuing that dragon theme, we're going to do that movement called, dragon serves teacup. So just to remind you what that was about, the teacup is in your, it's full, it's overflowing. Teacup's in your hand. The trick is you're just trying to make a figure eight without spilling it. So it goes under, it goes over. So this is also work your hips, your entire back, as well as your shoulders, obviously. Okay, and then we will reverse direction on this one, which a lot of folks say they find it's easier than the other one. Okay, let's try reversing that. All right, how's that? Did that go okay? All right, now we're going to do the tendon stretch for the forearms. So we're going to make that shape, whatever that is, the praying mantis shape or whatever. We're going to make that shape and pull back as far as you can while you keep your elbows straight. So this is one of the only times we get to lock the joint, so enjoy it. So pull back as far as you can and hold it there. This is the idea. We're going to hold it in that position, then take a breath. And then exhale, release. Take a breath. Exhale. Now push the heels of your palms forward. Pull your fingers back as far as you can. Now it's like the tips of your thumbs are pinned to a bulletin board. Rotate from the thumb tips. And again, once you reach your limit, go to your limit. Go as far as you can go. Take a breath. Exhale. Good. One more. Okay, now here's a little Qigong we end with. Inhale. Exhale. This is called Buddha's Palm Qigong. Now, allegedly, this is handed down directly from Bodhidharma, though we have no way to verify that. And the last one is called the tortoise or the turtle. So stretch out as you inhale. Close your fists. Exhale. Gather. Inhale. Exhale. And then it would be beneficial if you just sit still or stand still for a minute or 3 minutes at this point. But we'll leave that up to you. Okay, that's the complete, we call that the inner circle Tai Chi daily Neigong, also known as Tiangan or celestial stem. Okay, so I'll do the Tai Chi standing this time, but the whole thing can be done from the same position. So if you need to stay in the chair, there's no reason why you need to get up, but I'll demonstrate it from a standing position. So if I'm going to go from seated to standing, I'm going to do that same thing in reverse that I showed earlier. I'm going to start arching my back, folding my hips, lifting my head, lifting my crown. Inhale, and that's going to get me to there. Okay. So I might go a little bit wider when I'm doing the standing version just to give myself the freedom to shift a little bit from here to here. But if you don't want to shift, you don't have to. You can stand in any position you feel comfortable in, or you can, do part of the set standing, part of the set seated. I'll just demonstrate it standing this time. Okay? So I'll try to get through the whole thing here today. So I'll do kind of a minimalist explanation of the opening again, just in case you don't have total recall from the first time. So this is my basic posture from which I'm going to launch this thing. So I want to keep a really relaxed feeling in my knees and my ankles especially, and also in my hips. So what it feels like is it's almost like I'm about to sit down in the chair again. So if I'm going to so that's the right, postural alignment for Tai Chi. If you look at it from the side, it looks like that, right? So your back is pretty straight. I'm really not in favor of forcefully tucking the hips in. I just want to let it be neutral. But if I feel like my tailbone is dropping towards my heels, which is the right kind of mental image to hold there, if I just think about that, it's going to pretty much flatten that lumbar curve quite a bit without me having to, think about forcefully tucking it in. So I'm going to stand, feet sinking, knees relaxed, ankles relaxed, hips are slightly folded, relaxed chest, empty chest, right? Shoulders soft, a little bit of space under the arms. Engage your hands, lift the crown of your head, tuck your chin in. So that's basically it. You know, we're going to start from there. So here we go. Inhale. Exhale. And touch the wall on the right side. Touch the wall on the left. Both hands pull to the hip. Punch the center. Look through the pyramid. Relax your elbows. Gently push. Carry tiger to the mountain. 3 circles. Clockwise. And reach out with the left, pull back with the right. Punch the center. Curl underneath. Repulse monkey. Drop the arm across the body. Diagonal flying. Strum the lute, sometimes known as play guitar. Raise the right hand. And do the same thing on the other side. Raise the left hand. Reach with both hands, pull to the hip. Raise the elbow. Extend your left arm, turn your head, look down the length of your arm. This is called fan through the back. Turning to the 45-degree angle. This is actually called Green Dragon Surges from the Ocean. Single whip again. That's your bread and butter move. Here comes wave hands like clouds. You know this one already. I'm going just a touch slower than I normally would, just to make it easy to follow. All right, right hand goes up to the right ear like you're holding a seashell, listening to the ocean. Slice forward. This is pat the horse, high pat on horse. Inhale, separate. Exhale, converge, crossing the wrist. Inhale, your hands rise up the center line. As they pass your face, they turn over, but continue rising until they're over your head. Exhale and separate, turn your head to the right. Look at your right hand. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Now looking straight ahead. This is called Wind Blows Lotus Leaves. Sweep across. Punch down low. Cross. Drilling punch. Open your hand. Catch the mosquito. Drill. Pressing both hands down on a low table. Again, reach with the left, pull with the right. You see a pattern emerges, right? Inhale, palms pointing at the earth. Exhale. Okay, same thing but bigger. Reach with the left, pull with the right. Pyramid. Push. Make a fist with your right, cover with the left like you're polishing it. Expand, contract, expand, single whip. Four of these, this is called parting the wild horse's mane. Sometimes called keeping your place in line at farmer's market. Some of those people can be aggressive. Okay, Fair Lady Work Shuttle. There's a lot to say about this one. Don't worry about it now. Better, easier just to follow it, I think. Here comes cloud hands again. go, come here, gang. This is like the covering hand. Snake. And there's the golden rooster. Okay, that's repeating exactly from before. Okay, now you've got 3 things to do here that are going to come in succession. It's like you're, waist deep in water and there's like a balloon floating in the water. You're going to touch the water. Don't splash it. Place your hands on the balloon and just push it against the current. Touch the water again. Circle your fists until they're at ear height. And twist like you're wringing out a towel. And here comes single whip. So cloud hands again. And single whip. So that single whip, cloud hand, single whip combination is a pattern that's just going to keep recurring through the form. Okay? All right, we're in the home stretch. Reach up to your ear again. Slice forward. And make a big circle. Cross your T. And your right fist grows very heavy like a ball on a chain. Just let it hang there. All right, this would be your final run at cloud hands. We're in the home stretch. We're sniffing the barn. And one more time. Come here, gang. Snake. Punch. This is called 7 stars. Retreat to ride the taiga. Slanting body, turn the moon. And here comes another circle, the last one. Cross your T. Now, for the final little run here, we're going to make 3 horizontal circles, diminishing sizes. Large, medium, and tiny. Grassbird's tail, left. Grass bird's tail, right? Just the way we started the form, remember? Now inhale, cross your left inside of your right. Exhale, come back to shoulder wide. Inhale. Exhale. And if we're doing our normal class, we're always going to return to this heels together Wuji position, and we'll do a Qigong that comes from Chen Panling. Inhale. Exhale. In. Ex. We usually do that 3 times. Now the visualization of this is just, you think about gathering energy from the atmosphere, grab it and just pour it over your head until it flows down to your feet. Inhale, think of white light shining out of your heart. Exhale through your mouth, think of getting rid of whatever you don't need. Inhale, think of fire rising from the earth to your heart. Exhale, it sinks to your center. All right, so the last one, look up like you're looking at the stars at nighttime. Inhale, touch your hands together. Exhale, sink down, touch your heart. Inhale, rise slowly. That's it. That's the whole set. That's the whole 9 yards. Okay, so we have a minute or 2 for questions if you have any. If not, we're done. Right, Ted? Okay. Thank you. I'm getting closer to look at you. Hey, hi, Margie. Hi. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, that whole set that we did, I should have said that whole set that we did, the Tiangun set, is on my YouTube page, so you can get it off of there if you want to check it out. It's the YouTube is Inner Circle Tai Chi. So this whole thing is on there if you want to follow along with it. That's why I did everything today, because it'll match. Okay?
We'll practice.
Oh, my heart. You did good for my heart there. You don't even have...